Today's job is to remove the seats and remove the heater. So I've decided to get a little bit of help.
Look at me!
Hello. Susie has agreed to help me remove some stuff from the van, right Sus? No, you don't look too happy. You're gonna help me out. You're gonna help me out today. First thing I'm gonna do is remove the chair. It's pretty much just these bolts, seems pretty straightforward. And then we'll remove seat belts, heater. It should be pretty good. I'm gonna get Susie to work on the chair and I'll work on removing the other bits and bobs.
Here it goes.
Be careful with the bike.
Where are you gonna put it?
I think I'll put it on the other side of the bike.
Careful.
Where'd that hit?
The door.
Oh. We no longer have a mat, we no longer have a set chair, and we no longer have the little doodads that were poking out of here. Our next step is
And we no longer have seatbelt.
Oh yeah, nice. And we no longer have the seatbelts. Next step is the first step of removing the heater, which I think we're gonna have to remove this plastic shell. I'll try and like, oh, yeah. Okie dokie. I'm pretty sure it just pops off maybe. Nice.
And
Ooh. Yeah, so it looks like the only thing that was holding that on was this little doodad. And now we've got to remove the screws that hold the heater unit in place. From what I can tell, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 screws holding it in place. But before we do any of that, I'm gonna hop underneath the vehicle and figure out what's to go with these two hoses. It's gonna be a tight squeeze. You should be able to see. Essentially, those two pipes lead back to the engine. They travel down here, in between here, and then up through there, through that little hole. Not too sure if you guys can see. So the plan is to disconnect the hoses, those two hoses, and essentially loop them so that they're connected to one another. That way it bypasses the whole unit up in the van, and then yeah, we can take it from there. So Susan and I have just been to Super Cheap Auto and we picked up this hose. We think this should be pretty well the perfect size. It's got a nice little angle to it. We're going to use this to bypass the heater. We also picked up some coolant because apparently when doing this there's a high probability that you will lose a fair bit of coolant. We got red stuff because we currently have red stuff.
so technical.
Yeah, so red plus red equals red, therefore we should be good. One of the pros to having a girlfriend that's a vet is that she has these fandangle little clampy tools lying around. I'm going to use these to clamp the hoses so we hopefully don't lose too much coolant. Okay, I think that works. So zip ties and these little doodads, and you get yourself hemostats, little hemoglobin stats.
Now they're coolant stats.
Ow, fuck.
Ooh.
Taking my sweet time.
Oh my god. What have you done?
I think maybe we go down a bit lower.
Oh, Jesus. This would be so much easier if you had it like on a
Hoist or something. Thing. Hold your breath. Ah!
Oh!
Emergency!
Where is it?
I've got a live one.
Cut this for Tommy.
These were the old hoses. They run up into the cabin. This is our new bypass. So it's pretty much connecting this to this. So the coolant should just flow through the engine, through this little bypass, back out, and happy days. Now we can remove the heater from within the cabin. we just moved the van, and we're hosing down the coolant that we spilt, and by we I mean I. Probably would have done that a little bit differently, but what's done is done. I think better preparation in just like getting the clamps off for certain hoses and that sort of stuff. But yeah, now we can get to the fun stuff and start removing the bolts that hold the radiator in. Remove this little clip. No, I'm pretty sure it's just the screws. So mission is a success, right?
It is.
I went through the trials and tribulations I went through, so you guys don't have to. You can see the heater's been removed. Everything's looking pretty good. We just have to tidy up the cables. The underside looks pretty good. Yeah, so if you guys liked this video, there'll be a lot more van content coming. We're going to convert this bad boy into an adventure mobile. So yeah, if you have any comments or whatever it is, drop them in the comments down below. And yeah, feel free to give us a like and a subscribe, because there'll be a lot more van content coming. Peace.